everyone. I hope it's not going to get too noisy here because there's some work being done next door, some construction work, and some very loud car out here. And you pick all that up. I'm sorry, I can't do much about that right now. So if you saw the title there, I did put in there that I wrote a short story. It's actually a revision short story. I did it way back in the 80s, and I revised it because I said I could probably just do this better and upload it, put it on Kindle for 99 cents. It's 1,878 words, I think it was, about 8 or 9 pages. A little something I wrote for a class in high school. I hope you like it if you decide to go for it. Just basically, this kid's on his way to school. It's snowed outside, and here's something behind him, and he looks and he sees something, we'll say invisible, following him as it follows in his exact footsteps, making the snow a little bit deeper, and he takes off running. That's all I'm going to give you, or it ruins the suspense. So there you go. Hope you like it. So I'm talking about the final book in the Devoured Worlds. This is The Bound World by Megan O'Keefe. Let me switch hands here. This is better. Here we go. So very, very quickly, there's this fungus thing that over the 6 or 7 worlds that this universe encompasses, that has been consuming life and taking over life, really. And you have the son of a head of a family who's taken over the family business. The former bodyguard of that head of the family is they're in love. They're getting together. And we're going to find out what kind of future they have together in this book, or maybe not one. They are at odds in this, and they bump heads. There's a lot of people changing sides, and you don't know who's really betraying who. There's a big thriller in the middle of this about a lot of kind of crafty spy work type stuff going on, and so you get these little surprises here and there about who's really who and who's up to what. And that's actually something that kind of carried through in a minor way in the other 2 books, but in this one it's almost convoluted. It almost gets confusing, but it maintains fairly well. There's a little bit of a time travel element here. What happens, there's a primary technology sitting in the middle of all this about uploading into new bodies. So you can get your if you're killed, your mind goes into this matrix, and you can get it put into a new body. But the problem is, if you have too much trauma over time, each new body you get into can drive you insane, and it is incurable. And so Naira here, she was the bodyguard, is now in love with the head of the family. She's cracked, but she's been put together with this experimental software. And so she's living on the edge. And in the middle of this, something about the uploading process, it's some kind of entanglement that affects space-time so much that at least locally space is expanding, and it's going to accelerate and just rip everything apart, destroy everything. There's a little bit of a scaling problem in this. I'm not sure how the author was meaning things, but they kept talking about the whole universe is going to be destroyed. Oh, we got to hurry before the universe is ripped apart. The universe this, the universe that. They find out someone has a whole bunch of printed bodies waiting for minds to be downloaded into them, and makes the remark, you've got bodies all over the universe. Maybe that was supposed to be a sarcastic remark, but they keep going on and on and on about the universe. Well, to give you a little bit of scale, our solar system is about a few billion miles in diameter. I want to say like 6 or 7 billion miles in diameter. If you reduce that to the size of my thumbnail, the Milky Way galaxy is the size of the United friggin' States. And then there's 2 trillion of those types of galaxies out there in the universe that we know of. This takes place on 6 or 7 worlds. It just, the scale doesn't quite, it's not cohesive, and it just felt a little odd as they kept talking about ripping apart the entire universe, when maybe they could have just said ripping apart their local area, and they had to hurry up and stop that. That would have made some sense to me. Maybe someone who reads this doesn't know that kind of astronomical thing. They won't think a thing of it, but I did, because I knew this information. It felt a little funny to me. So you get all your answers in this. I'll say it sticks the landing pretty well. Won't give it away, won't do a spoiler section. It's worth a read. I think of the three, it's the least of them, but it still holds up pretty well. It's a pretty good read. Just a few confusing elements here and there. I think sometimes when an author gets to the end, they kind of drag things out trying to get to every little particular point, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and that kind of has a problem here. But overall, I liked it, and if you like the other two, I think you'll like that one there. So the next thing I am reading, this is called I'm gonna get it wrong here, The Contract in Soul Form, the 8 Cant series. This is by Alan Marsh and Christopher Warman. There it is right there. This is not quite a sequel. What it is I had just read this book recently, The Seasons of Albion. 4 short stories, all interconnected. I love this book. And when I found out they had written more, this is not a direct sequel. It just takes place in the same world. But while I have to have this, I'm hoping for, this is a whole book though, this is not short stories. This is about a genie who is very old, seems to be enslaved by some kind of artifact, and runs into some kid and I guess decides to use him to try to free herself, and that's going to be the primary conflict there, and I cannot wait to get to that. I'm going to start reading this tonight when I go to bed. There we go. So that's it for now. Job-wise, I'm still out of work, but I've got a few promising leads. It probably won't be too much longer. I hope. I don't want to have to get unemployment, but I'll do it if I have to, and that will extend out the money I already have that much longer. I'm much more less panicked. I had a panicky weekend. The first day they said we were closed, but otherwise I'm kind of enjoying the time off, really. But at some point I got to get some work going here again. Only thing else I can think of to tell you, I crossed 300 subscribers finally. Got 300 subscribers. That's good. Feels good. Welcome. I hope I'm able to entertain you properly. Forgive me if I stumble upon my words. I do that sometimes, and it's a little more exaggerated because I got a Invisalign in my mouth. Makes me funny sometimes. This is about the highest quality I got here with this phone and this microphone. I might upgrade this some point. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you again. And till next time, next week, about unless I start working, don't start working, because I'm reading a little faster again. So maybe I usually do a video a week on one book, and then hit the next, a little preview of what I'm reading next. So whether I'll do these more frequently or not while I'm off, I don't know. But thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again. Go get my short story. Bye bye now. Thank you.